Okay, Mr. Jared, how do you experience working with foreign workers from South Africa?
Experience has been very good, very positive. This is the third year. We have went through the H2A program. They have some workers come here to help our business. Everything's been very, very good so far. Garrett Munike, I'm a location manager at Agland Co-op in Parkton, South Dakota. We've been using the H2A program now for 3 years. This is our third season.
Why do you say you've got a good experience with working with South Africa?
Seems like most of them are very happy to be here, very happy to help, very polite, very courteous, friendly,
Oh, yeah.
very nice, good work ethic, something that seems to be kind of lacking in our industry. It's customer service, good attitudes, how some of the customers perceive us as they're hiring us to do work for them. It's good to have a lot of customers give you compliments on your help, and and of course they meet the South African, and it's always been very positive from every. It's been very positive from every aspect from the customer standpoint too. So.
Okay, how long have you guys used the HA program, and how did you guys find out about it?
We've been using it 3 years now. This is our third season. We found out about it basically word of mouth. We know some farmers, some larger farmers that utilize the program here. There's some other co-ops in our industry that have also used it in the past. That's basically how we found out about it.
Yeah, is it kind of a thing where, we're struggling to get guys at the co-ops or whatever locally? I mean, how did you guys
Made our decision to go this route.
Yeah.
There's a large generation here that their older generation back 30, 40, 50 years ago, a lot of families had 9, 10, 11, 12 kids. So there was a lot of people in the workforce.
Oh, wow.
Now at this point, for any family to have more than 2 or 3 financial burden to have that many kids. So we're running into a lot of people leaving the workplace, and there's still a lot of jobs here. So that not being able to find the help. COVID did a few things too. There's a lot of people that figured out they can sit at home and do nothing and collect a paycheck. And it was a problem before COVID, but COVID definitely didn't help anything.
Yeah.
But there's really not a business in the United States of America right now. If you walked in and asked for a job application, that they wouldn't bring you one with a smile on their face, because everybody's looking to hire people.
That's one thing I realized in America is that, like, everywhere you go, and you can be driving by, companies or businesses, and there's a board outside that says now hiring. So there's a lot of opportunities actually.
You listen to the radio, there's constant ads on the radios, companies, businesses looking for help, looking for talent.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Jared, obviously when you guys look at hiring H2A workers, you have to work through a lot of CVs. Okay, and I mean, I'm sure the agents present you with, sort of a lot of guys that matches what you're looking for, whatever the case may be. How did I land up getting the work?
Okay.
Like, if I can ask, I mean.
Yeah, so there was anywhere from 100 to 200 of them. And a lot of information on each profile for each worker. So how to answer your question there, how did you get selected versus anybody else? That's a really good question. I'm not exactly sure how that all happened that way.
That's luck.
It's luck. It's kind of destiny.
Pray.
Destiny, I guess. Destiny, I guess. You kind of go through them and you look at their work experience, look at some of the companies they work for. Now, in America, if we see a company over in South Africa, we typically don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So you kind of look through some of their experience, what they're proficient at, and there's a lot of information on each person. So you kind of go through them and you try to find the one that fits your business the best.
Yeah. So I mean, you had to look at a lot of CVs.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, you had to look at profiles, pictures, sort of summaries of what the skills are or whatever. What did you look at? I mean, what's the first thing that you will look at on a CV?
Basically their skills. Let's say my intention for you is going to be running a truck.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're hiring somebody to run a combine or a sprayer. Looking at experience on, okay, what are you proficient at? Have you driven a truck before? Have you run a sprayer before? To know that we're looking for someone to run an actual sprayer, like a ground rig sprayer, with the 120-foot booms.
Yeah.
More information on your profile, the better. If you've run a type of sprayer like that, say, give a model number. Is it a Case IH, a Deere, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Again, proficient on driving truck. Can you shift a manual transmission?
Yeah, not like me. I mean,
If you're going to run a sprayer too, do you understand the units of measure? We're different here than your guys' metric system or the English system. So,
that's totally different. I mean, that's
so some of having the knowledge of knowing how to convert to gallons to ounces to pounds to, that's something that if you had that on your profile, that would definitely help.
Yeah.
Saying I understand how to convert that.
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, because a lot of people ask, what skills do I need to work on a farm in America? Because I mean, a lot of people ask me that. Is I don't have all that skills, but I mean, at least if you put down the skills that you have and sort of elaborate on that, kind of what you were saying is like, if you can drive a tractor, okay, what tractor, what model, can you do it on a GPS? I think it makes sense. Yeah. So that's basically what you looked at. Is, I mean, was there a picture? Like, is there a picture on the CV?
Like of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think a picture makes a difference?
I think not really. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's who you are as a person, not so much your appearance.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's that important, I guess, to actually skip it. I mean, it is kind of nice to know who you're looking at if you're talking to somebody on the phone, to actually see what they look like, so you can kind of put a face with a voice. I mean, it does help, but it's not. It's not terrible important, I guess, in my opinion.
Like we were talking earlier, and you were saying about your preference. Like when you look at a CV, like if you have to work through 50 or 100 CVs, and there's a CV that's like 14 pages long, and it's just got a lot of information on that. I mean, it doesn't really even make sense to you. You sort of only look at skills. You summarize it quickly.
Yep.
So do you think it would be a good idea if somebody puts a cover letter with their CV, and the cover letter is sort of a summary of their skills or whatever? How do you see that, or how do you
There might be that. One of the big things I think is very important is us as Agland Co-op. We have expectations of what we want out of an H2A employee, and I think it's very important to be very upfront and honest. Of what we're looking for, what we're expecting out of a worker. On the same side, honesty on your profile when you're interviewing, or what you're presenting to an employer, is just being 100% honest with what you're proficient at, what your experience is.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring someone over and find out that they got all this experience to get here and they don't know anything. So just honesty is always the best policy in anything. Especially on this side of things. It's just honesty is very important.
If you lie in your CV, and you employ that person, and that person arrives, and to come and work here, and you spend all that money to get the guy here. I mean, what are you going to do? You're probably going to say, honest, don't lie on your CV. Just put on there what is the truth. Yeah.
Well, if I brought you over to drive a truck and then you got here, and I said, well, no, you're not driving a truck, you're going to do something else, you would feel a little conceited. Yeah. This is not what we had talked about I was going to do. So, I mean, just honesty on both parties is the best way to go about it.
So, I mean, I think there's a big thing that H2A workers don't always realize, and that's like the cost to get the H2A worker to America, providing him with everything that they need. Have you got any idea of what it cost you guys to hire the South Africans that you got?
As far as all the fees going through the agency, I'm not 100% sure on that. What I see on my end is the air flight, flying you here, flying you home, housing. Some people that bring in H2A workers, you might sleep 5 or 6 people to a camper. Not really know. Or hopefully you have somewhere nice to put. You're in a nice apartment, single bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
And that costs about $450 a month that we pay all year round, even though you're only here for 6 to 9 months. Cell phone every month there's a bill on the cell phone bill. Transportation, we have plenty of fleet vehicles here, so it's nothing that big of a deal to throw you in a pickup and go and get some gas. But,
but it's gas. I mean, the pickup don't run on water.
That's right.
So there's a cost to company that I actually have being here as well.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And with the housing, it includes utilities.
Yep.
The water, electricity, and things like that. And I think people don't really actually realize that. I mean, it's quite it has become quite expensive.
Cost of living's gone up the past couple of years, that's for sure.
Yep. So basically, the only thing we as H2A workers pay for while working in America is our own food and
shampoo, washing your hair.
Yeah. Utilities.
Sometimes you go out and have a supper somewhere.
Am I smelly?
No, you're alright.
Did you smell me today?
I can smell you from here. No,
Okay.
I can smell you from here. No,
Okay. The cost is something that H2A workers actually have to take in consideration. That, I mean, a plane ticket, paying the visa fees, housing, providing transport, the insurances, because I know that on the H2A program you're actually covered. If there's an injury on work, there's some insurances that covers you for that, and I mean everything costs money. So it actually costs any farmer or any company that hires H2A or H2B workers or whatever quite a lot of money.
On your situation too, being that we're a company, we're a business for a commercial CDL, that had some expenses too going through that. That took
I'm grateful for that.
2 or 3 weeks for that all to start to end until it was done. But that was a couple $1,000 just there. Now, if you were going to go on help a farmer, a private guy, you wouldn't necessarily need a commercial.
Yeah, you just drive on the farm.
You could just use a regular driver's license. But considering that we're a company that we're running commercial plated vehicles.
Yeah, and you're running on public roads. And
that was the difference too.
I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
That's good.
Okay. Thanks for the interview.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's just, I think a lot of people back home just, they don't always see this side. Jared's like my boss. And you're a good guy, man. Thank you. It's the first time that I work in America that I actually can have a conversation like this with the employer, and I appreciate that.
Some people are pretty difficult to work for. You look at some of the bigger farmers that say they have 10 or 12 H2As. Some of them guys are really tough to work for, and it's just not the way we want to run our business.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But if you are working on a difficult farm, I guess, it's how you handle it. And as long as you get paid, right? You can work for a difficult guy, but if the money's in the bank every week, like you can learn to work around it, I guess. Because we are actually more in the desperate side of the coin. You guys need workers, but for us it changes our lives. Like back home, and the money we can send back home. So that's like I think more desperate. Even though you guys require people to work, you can, I guess, make a plan if you don't get somebody from from South Africa. But that's just the message I wanted to say, is that I think we need to be, as South Africans, more appreciative towards the employers because of the money that they actually pay to get us here. And the opportunity. Thanks for the opportunity.
My thing too is, I don't want to bring someone over here and just know that they're miserable. I'd rather have someone come over here that's happy to be here and enjoying their time here. I know you're here to work and make money, but I want someone, along with all my employees, I want them to come to work and be happy being here. I don't want someone that's miserable and hates their job, hates their life. I'd rather, if I was going to have someone come over here on an H2A, I'd rather them enjoy their time here. I think that's important. We're all human beings, so we all just want to make a living. But happiness is number one.
Yeah, and be a happy guy. Like you say, it's like have a good attitude. Be friendly, be polite. It's like have a good attitude. Be friendly, be polite. I think even if you address, if you address the person that's like your boss or the owner as sir or ma'am or whatever the case may be, have that respect. There's mutual respect already just by doing that. I don't know.
I don't like being called sir and ma'am. They almost take offensive. And
oh, really?
And you guys would say yes sir, yes ma'am, and that's just normal. So, to me, I say good morning, sir. I'll shake your hand. And for some people, I don't like being called sir. There's just, everybody's different.
It's like, so what should we call you?
whatever they're comfortable with.
General, yes sir. Yeah. So Jared, thanks again. I really appreciate your time, and I've had an awesome experience, and I think I just thank you that the guys back home can sort of just see this and have an idea of what it's about more than just all the money and everything that you can make. But there's a lot that actually goes behind the scenes.
I think there's more understanding on both sides. I think the better off everybody is too.
Yeah.